Hey girls, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a really pretty pop art nail design using products from DoubleDipNails. I do currently have a gel polish manicure over top of some jelly tips, so I'm just going to go ahead and take my professional portable e-file and remove the gel polish layer from my manicure. I'm going to be using the large barrel coarse grit drill bit to remove the gel polish from my manicure. You really don't need a coarse grit drill bit to remove your gel polish layer, but I did want to do this step very quickly, and this is the best drill bit to remove product quick. I'm not going to be removing the jelly tips that I'm currently wearing. I am only removing the gel polish layer. I am going to do this step to all of the other nails just to remove the entire gel polish manicure from my nails. So as I said in my other video, I don't have a dust collector, so this is what my table looks like after I have filed off the gel polish layer. So I'm going to take my tabletop vacuum cleaner and I'm going to show you guys. You just turn it on and then slowly start vacuuming your table. After going over the table, there's no nail dust left, and I'm just going to show you what the inside looks like. So here's all of the nail dust that this vacuum picked up. This product definitely works. So here are the nails after the gel polish has been fully removed. I'm just going to be doing my dip powder application right over top of these jelly tips. For the manicure, I am going to be using the color Be Mine. This is a really pretty pale pink color, and it does have very fine glitter. I really love this dip powder color. I'm also going to be mixing the color Sledding Plum and also Magnolia. The color Sledding Plum was way too dark for what I wanted, and the Magnolia color was way too light. So I'm just going to be mixing these two colors together. So I'm just going to be taking this empty dip powder jar and I'm going to be mixing those two dip powder colors inside of this jar. I'm just taking my cuticle pusher and scooping up the color Magnolia. I'm putting a good amount of this dip powder color inside of the jar. I'm going to add a few scoops of the Sledding Plum color and I'm going to go ahead and mix that up. When mixing dip powder colors together, you do want to make sure to stir them very well, otherwise you may get some marbling in your dip powder application, so just make sure to mix those colors very well. Here's how the color turned out. I did add a little bit more of each color. I did swatch it and I like how it looks, so I'm just going to be using that color for the manicure. To apply the dip powder, I am going to be using the dip base, which is number 2. I'm also going to be using this diamond from my dapping dish to prop my finger up. So let's get right into the dip powder application. I'm going to start by taking the dip base, which is number 2, and apply a thin layer of this onto the entire nail. After the dip base has been applied, I'm going to dip into the dip powder color. After dipping, I'm going to tap away the excess, and that is the first layer of dip powder. I'm going to be doing the same step for the middle and the index nail. These two nails are going to be the color Be Mine. For the ring fingernail and the thumbnail, I am going to be using the purple color that I mixed up. Because I am applying dip powder over top of jelly tips, which if you don't know, jelly tips are full cover nail tips, I really don't need to build an apex for these nails. In addition to that, these nails are pretty short, so I don't really need to build an apex for the structure of these nails. So for this nail set, I did a total of 3 dip powder layers. You can do as many or as few layers of dip powder as you like. Personally, when I do dip powder nails with this length, I only apply 3 layers of dip powder just to get the correct opacity of the dip powder color, and also an extra dip powder layer to compensate for the shaping and filing. For the color that I mixed up, it wasn't a whole lot because I didn't want to waste my dip powder colors, so I am going to have to take my cuticle pusher and pour the dip powder over top of the nail. After that layer of dip powder is fully dry, I am going to take the mermaid tail fluffy nail brush and I'm going to be dusting away all of the excess dip powder from all of the nails. This step is very important to prevent ruining your dip liquids. After that layer of dip powder is fully dusted, I'm going to be repeating the exact same step that I just did to do the second layer of dip powder color. If you guys are interested in any of the products that I'm using or showing in this video, everything will be linked down below in the description of my video. You can also use the code KCNAILS20 and that will save you 20% off of the DoubleDipNails website. I have done a lot of dip powder nail tutorials, so I'm not going to go in depth on how to apply the dip powder or different tips and tricks that you can do for your dip powder application. So if you do want to know a little bit more in depth on how to apply dip powder to your nails, just check out some of my other videos because I'm not going to be going in depth with this video. After I do the second layer of dip powder, again I'm going to dust away the excess dip powder and repeat the same step one more time for a third layer of dip powder. After the third layer of dip powder has been dusted, I am going to take the activator, which is number 3, and I'm going to be applying this product very generously to all of the nails. Activator is an important step because it does harden the layers of dip powder and allow you to properly shape and file the nails. Next, I am going back with my e-file and using a fine grit sanding band. I'm just going to use a low speed of about 6,000 or 7,000 RPM, and I'm just going to be filing the surface of all of the nails. Doing this step is important to make sure you have a very smooth nail surface so that you don't have any lumps or ridges in your manicure. You can also use a hand file or a buffer for this step. I didn't have to do too much filing because this nail set was not too lumpy. After filing the surface of the nail, I am taking my hand file and I'm going to refine the shape of the nails. The nails were kind of pre-shaped into a square, but I'm just making sure I have a very crisp nail shape. I don't want to have any rounded edges for this nail design. I'm going to go ahead and repeat the same step to all of the other nails. Here's what the nails look like after they've all been filed and shaped. The next step is to go back with the activator again and apply a second layer of this onto all of the nails. This is just going to ensure that all of those layers of dip powder are fully dry. After the second layer of activator, I am just taking the base coat gel. This is from one of the polygel kits. I'm going to be applying a layer of this onto all of the nails. I am going to be doing nail art, but personally I work best over a very smooth nail surface, and I find that if you do nail art over top of freshly buffed nails, sometimes the polish can go inside of those little cracks and just ruin your nail design, so I do want to apply a base coat layer to prevent that from happening. Once that layer of base coat has been applied, I'm then going to cure under a UV LED nail lamp for 1 minute. I'm then going back with the purple dip powder color that I mixed up and a small fluffy nail brush. I believe this is a crease brush for makeup. I'm not 100% sure, but any fluffy nail brush like this will work. I'm dipping the brush into the dip powder and I'm going to start scrubbing the dip powder color on the right half of my nail. I am doing a vertical ombre with dip powder. This is the easiest way to do dip powder ombre nails. You can apply the ombre wherever you want on the nail. For this specific nail design, I am doing a vertical ombre, so I'm only applying the dip powder to the right side of the nail. One reason why this method of ombre is so easy is because you can build up the layer of color, so when you first start applying the dip powder to the nail, it is going to look very faint, but as you continue adding more dip powder color, the color will start to show a little bit more. Once I have the ombre like I want, I'm going to lightly dust away all of the remaining dip powder. Next, I am taking this hot pink gel liner. This is number 11 from the Glow the Night gel liner collection. I'm going to remove all of the excess polish from the brush. I'm going to be doing some vertical lines on the thumbnail. Doing nail art with these gel liner brushes is so easy. I love working with these gel liner brushes. They're really good quality. The gel polishes are very pigmented. They are cruelty free and vegan as well. The gel polish colors are pigmented enough that you don't have to do multiple layers to get the correct opacity of the gel polish color. So I do recommend these gel liners, and this one, like I said, it's from the Glow the Night gel liner collection, and that entire collection of gel liners does glow in the dark. I will show a clip at the end of the video of these nails glowing in the dark. Once I have all of the vertical lines, I am going to go ahead and cure that layer under a UV LED nail lamp. I did forget to do this step to the thumbnail, but I'm taking a lint-free wipe and some rubbing alcohol to remove the sticky layer from the gel polish. This is actually important to prevent your gel polish from spreading. I'm then taking the black gel liner and the white gel liner, and I'm going to be doing some nail art for the pinky. I'm just starting near the cuticle area, and I'm drawing a teardrop shape with the white gel liner. This is going to be like the highlight of the nail. This specific nail is a very cartoonish nail, so you do want to make sure to have the highlight pretty thick just to give it a very cartoon feel. I'm going to repeat the same thing on the bottom part of the nail as well for a second highlight. Once I have those highlights like I want, I am going to go ahead and cure that layer for 30 seconds. I'm removing all of the excess polish from the black gel liner, and I'm going to be doing an outline around the entire nail. For this nail set, I am doing a pop art nail design, and pop art is very cartoonish, and this is going to make it look like you have a cartoon nail design. I think these are so cute. I have done them before, but not for a video. It is very simple to do. All you have to do is just outline the entire nail. I personally want to make this line a little bit on the thinner side, just because I'm personally not a huge fan of having very thick black outlines for nail designs. I did touch up my lines off camera, and then I'm going to be outlining the highlights of the nail as well. Again, I'm just making sure I don't have too much polish on my brush to create very thin lines. I do want to say, with these gel liners and every other gel liner that I've personally tried, when you're removing the excess polish from the brush, you do want to make sure to remove it very well from the stem of the brush as well, just to prevent the gel polish from dripping on your nail design. Once I have all of the outlines, I went ahead and cured under the nail lamp. I'm then taking a marble mixing palette to place some of the gel polish on. I am taking the same pink gel liner, and I'm going to take the small side of a dotting tool, and I'm going to be doing some drips coming from the cuticle area of the ring fingernail. Doing drips is very easy. You do want to start with the bottom part of the drip and make it very round, and then you're going to drag that polish back towards the cuticle area. You can do as few or as many drips as you want. Personally, I do like the drips to be a little bit on the bigger side and space them out, because if you do really thin drips, it does look a little bit more like icicles. I'm personally not a huge fan of that, so I like to make them a little bit on the bigger side and space them out really nicely. You're then going to connect the drips and make the connecting parts very round. This is going to give you a very smooth dripping effect. I am going to cure that layer under the nail lamp. I am going back with the black gel liner, and I'm going to be outlining the drips. One of the biggest tips I found when doing pop art nail designs is to make sure you have a very thick black outline for everything. Black really makes the color stand out and pop, so that is a very important part of doing this type of nail design. I honestly didn't realize it at the time, but looking back at the nail set now, I do wish that I would have outlined the vertical lines on the thumbnail as well, just to kind of tie the whole black outline thing together for the manicure, but I still really do like how the thumbnail turned out. Before I cure that layer, I am taking the white gel liner, and I'm going to be adding some small highlights to the sides of the drip. This is just going to give the nail design a little bit of detail. I did go ahead and cure that layer under the nail lamp. I added a little bit of the white gel polish onto the nail palette. Again, taking the small side of my dotting tool, I'm going to be adding some ombre dots coming from the drips. When doing ombre dots, you do want to make sure not to continuously dip your dotting tool into the gel polish, and as you keep doing more dots, it will make them a little bit smaller, and this is going to create your ombre dot effect. I'll be honest, I wish I would have done the dots before I did the black outline, just to make sure that none of the white dots crossed over onto the black outline. I know a lot of YouTubers do this in their videos as well, but I did want to start including you guys in my content. So here's my favorite comment from my last video. I thought this was so sweet. I loved reading it. It definitely put a big smile on my face, so I wanted to feature this comment in this video. I will try to start doing these a little bit more often in my videos, so the more you comment on my content, the more chances you will have to be featured in one of my videos. After applying all of the dots, I went ahead and cured that layer. Next, I am taking a nude gel polish color because I'm going to be drawing a face. I'm taking my fine nail art brush and I'm going to be picking up that nude gel polish color, and I'm going to be drawing the shape of the face. This is kind of a more advanced nail art design. You can definitely go by a reference photo because it'll make it a lot easier. I'm just starting by outlining the side of the face. I did go by a reference photo for the face of this nail, but I did change the colors and I also flipped the image as I was looking at it for a reference photo. You definitely want to change the image around just a little bit, or if you're directly copying it, you want to make sure to give the proper credit to the owner. Once I have the face outlined, I went ahead and started filling in the actual face with the nude gel polish. This part does not have to be perfect because we are going to be adding a lot more detail inside of this face, but I just wanted to have a good base layer for the face. So a little random fun fact about me, I used to draw a lot when I was younger. I love drawing anime faces, and it kind of transitioned from anime into a little bit more of a realistic cartoon type face. So I've drawn a lot of faces and I'm pretty good with the placement of the facial features. But if you're not good at drawing faces, I would definitely recommend to go on YouTube and just search up how to do guidelines for faces, and it will definitely help you out with the placement of the facial features. Once I have the shape of the face, I went ahead and cured that layer for 1 minute. I'm then taking the white gel liner and I'm going to be doing the white parts of the eyes. These are kind of like little ovals and they are placed pretty close together. I'm also going to be doing a thin line towards the bottom of the face, and this is going to be her teeth. I did go ahead and cure that for about 15 seconds. I'm then taking the pink gel liner and I'm mixing up a tiny bit of this pink gel liner color with the white gel liner. I'm just going to be using this color to do the lips. I know this is like my first time doing something this detailed on my nails for you guys, and I want to know what you think down below if you want me to do more nail art that is super detailed like this, or if you want me to stick to a little bit more simple nail design so that you guys can recreate it as well. Again, just let me know down in the comments. I am just flash curing in between each step just to make sure I don't ruin the nail design, but once I have that part finished, I am going back with the pink gel liner color and I'm going to be doing her hair. At first her bangs looked very funky, but after I did the outline it definitely looked a lot better, but I'm just drawing the area where I want her hair. I then went ahead and cured that layer under the nail nip. Going back with the black gel liner again, I made sure I didn't have too much polish on the brush. I'm going to be doing the black outline for the entire face. I'm just starting with her eyes by outlining the eyeball shape that I created. I am doing some eyelashes as well. I'm then going to be doing her eyebrows, and this definitely changed how the nail design was turning out. Eyebrows are definitely an important step. Next, I'm just outlining the side of her face. Next, I am just going to be doing her nose. I did start at the tip of her nose and draw the line up towards her eyebrow area. I'm also going to be adding a little bit of a curved line going towards her mouth area, and also do the nostril on the side of the nose. After doing the nose, I am going to be lightly outlining the mouth When doing outlines for the mouth, you want to make sure that it's very, very thin. You don't want to do lines that are too thick, otherwise it's going to look very cartoonish. I did go back and add little eyelids above the eyes. And the last step is to go ahead and outline the hair. For the outer pieces of her hair, I did want the outline to be a little bit darker just to set the hair apart from the face. I'm also going to be adding some lines inside of the hair as well. This is going to make it look more like hair and less like a blob of pink. I did go ahead and flash cure that, and for the next step I'm taking the blue gel liner from the first gel liner collection. I'm taking the small side of my dotting tool and I'm going to be adding very, very tiny blue dots inside of the eyes. This is the most crucial part to drawing a face. You do want to make sure that the eyes are very even to make it look as best as possible. I did go ahead and flash cure that layer. Again, I'm going back with the black gel polish and I'm going to do an even tinier dot inside of the iris. This is going to be the pupil. These dots were so tiny and it was a little bit difficult, but I would definitely recommend that you use something like a toothpick because you can definitely get a lot smaller dots with using something like that. And that pretty much completes the face. I don't want to add more details, so I'm just going to go ahead and cure that layer. Next, I am taking the top coat gel from one of the polygel kits and I'm going to be applying a layer of this onto the ombre nail. When applying top coat over top of the ombre scrub method, you do want to make sure to do it very gently, otherwise you can wipe away the ombre. Once I've applied the top coat, I went ahead and cured under the nail lamp. I'm going back with the white gel liner and I'm going to be doing the word bubbles. I just started out by drawing an oval where I want the letters to be. From that oval, I'm just going to draw some spikes. I do want these lines to be connected at the bottom, so I'm just rounding out those areas just to make it look a little bit better. This definitely looks really crazy, but it's definitely one of those trust the process kind of things. I did go ahead and cure that layer under the nail lamp. Next, I'm going back with the pink gel liner and I'm going to be writing OMG inside of the white area. Once I have the outline of the letters, I am going to go back and thicken them up just a little bit. I am going back with the black gel liner and I'm going to be outlining some of the white areas. I'm not going to be doing a full solid outline, but I do want to make sure to outline the edges of the pointy parts. I'm also going to be outlining the OMG, so when outlining letters like this, you kind of want to make sure to put emphasis on one specific side of the letters, and this is going to make it look a little bit more 3D. So for the areas I'm putting a little bit more focus on for the letters is the bottom right side. So for all of the bottom right sides of the letters, I am making that outline just a little bit thicker than the other parts of the outline, and this is going to make it look a tiny bit more 3D. Off camera, I did add a few very thin black lines and some tiny white dots. I did go ahead and cure that layer. Next, I am going back with the no white gel top coat and I'm applying a layer of this onto the thumbnail. I am taking this Rhinestones and Shapes nail decor box. This is from the November surprise mystery box. I'm going to be using these heart-shaped rhinestones, and I'm just going to be applying this directly into the top coat using some tweezers. I'm also going to be using these circular shaped ones as well. These specific ones are kind of transparent, but they have a really pretty iridescent shine to them. I'm also going to be applying some of these small pearls. For this specific nail, I wanted to do a cluster of random nail charms, and I think this nail design turned out so cute. I did actually try to put a gold star inside of this cluster as well, but I didn't like how it looked, so I just went ahead and took it off. From this little section, I did take a circular rhinestone. This one is a little bit transparent as well. I did take a wax pencil and I picked up these caviar beads and started putting them on the nail, and then I realized these are like clear iridescent type caviar beads. These are so pretty. I actually really loved how these looked. It was a little bit difficult to get them off of the wax pencil though. I'm also going to be taking these dark purple colored rhinestones and applying 3 of these to the nail as well. I did go back with the top coat and just made sure that I had top coat surrounding all of these rhinestones just to make sure they don't pop off as easy. If you do want your nails to last, make sure to use something like rhinestone glue because that will definitely hold them on a lot better. Once I have all of the rhinestones in place, I did go ahead and cure that layer under the nail lamp. The last step is to go back with the top coat gel and apply a layer of this onto all of the nails. I did want this manicure to be shiny, so I'm not going to be using a matte top coat, but you can definitely make this type of nail design matte and I'm sure it would look good as well. I really love this top coat. It has a really good consistency. It covers the nail really well. It gives a really beautiful shine, and it's also a no wipe top coat, so after you cure, you don't have a sticky layer to remove. Applying top coat over top of nail art is my favorite part of doing nail art. It just blends all of the lines together and it makes your nail art look complete. I do really love how it looks. So once I have the top coat layer applied, I went ahead and cured that layer under the nail lamp. And the last step is to take the cuticle oil, which is number 6, and apply this to all of the cuticles. This cuticle oil smells really good and it's very hydrating for your skin. And here are the nails. I love these so much. I really love the pop art nail design. I'm so glad that I did not use a pill base for this nail design because I definitely want to wear these for a while. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Do make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. If you're not already, don't forget to hit subscribe because I do post weekly nail videos, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!